guys, and welcome back to Jen Heward, aka Honey Buns Fit channel. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit about weight loss plateaus. So I get a lot of questions, or a lot of you guys that say, I've hit a plateau, I don't know what to do. How do I overcome it? How do I get out of it? What do I do? That's probably the most common question I see, especially in comments on Instagram or comments in the YouTube videos. And so I thought I would address it in a video because I think I can cover more. Everybody can see it at once instead of trying to respond to each one individually, because it is such a popular question and it happens a lot. It happens to anybody. It happens even to me, who's been doing it for years. There's so many different plateaus that could be physical and mental. Mental goes right alongside with the physical. If you mentally plateau on whatever it is, you lose the motivation, then you're not going to put in 100% to your training, to your diet, to whatever it is you're doing. And so then you're going to kind of half-ass everything, and then you're not going to get the results you want. A lot of you will tell me, I've been eating really clean, I've been training really hard, I train this many times a week, I do this, I do that. And it sounds like everything's perfect by what you're telling me, but majority of us overlook so many things when it comes to our cardio, it comes to our training, it comes to our diet. We get so used to a specific way. We build habits and we get used to doing something a certain way that we are overlooking the most important factors in all of those. When those get overlooked, things start slowing down, things start slacking, and you're not getting the results that you want, and it starts getting frustrated. You feel like you're doing everything right, but sometimes there's just that one little thing that you're missing. A lot of us might have started a weight loss program and didn't even realize we didn't have the right amount of information, we weren't educated enough on it, and we were actually doing it the wrong way. You're actually, when you started, you were setting yourself up for failure. So that's why I stress so much about educating yourself, about understanding what it is that you're doing, and not going in and doing something so drastic just to get the weight loss you want, because sometimes drastic can be your downfall. It can be what can cause you to gain all back within matters of months. You want this lifestyle to be sustainable. You want to build healthy habits, not only with your training, but with your diet and with your own body image. Something that you're able to ideally maintain and be happy with, and not be jumping back and forth doing this yo-yoing between your training and your diet. But if you've already started your program and you've hit this plateau, you don't know what's going on, this video is meant to help give you some tips how to overcome that. Some of us have been athletes for a long time. Personally, me, I've been doing this since I was 16, so it's been at least 17 years that I've been doing just this in general. And obviously it's progressed over the years. I've gotten better, I've gotten more knowledge as my own self as an individual, but there are points that I do still plateau, especially if I want to keep making progress and I want to keep moving forward. There are points that I do plateau, and that's where I take a step back. I reevaluate everything that I've been doing, how long I've been doing it. Sometimes you get so in routine, you don't even realize that you've been following the same protocol for months and months and months, and you haven't even changed anything. This is probably the most important thing and the biggest thing overall is your diet. So it's your calorie intake. So most of us, when we first start our weight loss journey, we start out on a deficit with our diet. We start on really low calories. Most of us aren't gonna just throw a bunch of food and be like, yeah, I'm gonna eat all this food and I'm gonna get weight loss. Most of us cut food out, cut calories, and then we follow a specific calorie intake for a period of time. Now this is where I think macros is awesome to implement in, especially for beginners, to people until they really establish a good, healthy relationship with food, and they gain more knowledge and understanding of their body and how it works, and the foods that they need in order to fuel you and your workouts and just what you do on a daily basis. Because your body depends on fat for energy, stored fat for energy. So when you start losing a lot of body fat, your body can't depend on that anymore for an energy source. So that's where having the adequate enough amount of calories of food intake according to your current physique and your current training goals. Especially as a woman, when your body fat percentage gets to a certain point, your body's naturally gonna go into like a survival mode. And this is where, if you don't have the right amount of calorie intake according to what you're doing, your body's gonna try as much as it can to hang on the last little bit of fat you have, to use that for when it needs it. And it's smart. It prepares for when it needs energy. This is where you need to take a look at your body composition. So it could be the amount of fat you have on your body, the amount of muscle you have on your body, and you're gonna need to readjust your calorie intake. So you may have to bump up your calories a little bit. Your carbs, your proteins, your fats, the fiber, I mean all of that according to what your current training regimen is and to your current physique. So a lot of you have probably hit a plateau because you're not eating enough. Your body is smart. It's probably got slowed down. It got to the point where it's kind of that borderline of the survival mode. It needs to hang on to the fat. So keep in mind you have this vigorous training routine. And you did lose some weight, so you're at this specific physique currently, but you still have some body fat that you want to lose. You need to adjust your current calorie intake, which you probably started with on a low calorie intake. You're gonna need to adjust it to match your current physique and what your body currently needs according to your training protocol. So that's where you're gonna have to go back, you know, check your body fat. You can go in any NutriShop, any gym, any place. Well, there's a lot of places that offer to check that for you. Check that regularly. Your current calorie intake, it might be too low for what your body needs right now. You can't stay on 1,200 calories, whatever it is you're intaking, for 365 days out of every single year. You know, over and over again, repeat. You're gonna have to adjust that. You might have to come up a little bit and then come down, and come up a little bit and come down. I know I do that with myself, and it works. Foods, guys, you hear me talk about it all the time. What you put in your mouth, what you're putting in your body. So, you know, recently, you guys know I dropped a lot of body fat personally because I just cut out processed foods. A lot of you probably have cut out processed foods, but maybe you need to reevaluate what the food items, the current food items you are intaking. Are you just eating chicken, rice, and asparagus, broccoli? I mean, is your variety really limited? Are you only sticking with certain food items, or do you have a wide variety of all the vegetables, all the different meats, all the different complex carbs, simple carbs like fruit? Body is, again, smart. When it lacks the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins that it needs, if it's restricted from that because you're only eating certain food items, having a balance between everything, eating fruits, you know, eating carbs, not cutting too many carbs for too long. So it comes down to just quality of your foods. It's not just about cutting out processed foods and then eating only specific clean items. It's having a variety of everything. There's certain minerals and vitamins or nutrients that come from each different food item, and a lot of them work together. It needs this nutrient from this food item and this nutrient from this food item. Those work together to make sure everything is working properly. You have good skin, nails, hair, eyesight, making sure you're able to have enough energy to be able to do what you're doing through your day, to be able to digest foods, to be able to focus, to be able to burn fat, to gain muscle. I mean, each nutrient from each food item has a role. And when one is being restricted for too long, one's not going to be able to work properly. Put this example out there. You have a vehicle. Your vehicle needs oil. It needs air in its tires. It needs tires. It needs gas. So those things, we're going to say that this is your body, the car, and the oil, the gas, the tires and the air and the tires are nutrients. Now think if you're constantly putting those in your car. Your car is going to work properly. You know, if you maintenance, it's going to work properly. You're going to be able to get from point A to point B. You're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to do that. You cut out oil for too long. You have your tires and you have your air and you have your gas. So you're going to be able to do this, but eventually your engine's going to burn up. Something's going to happen. Okay. Maybe you put oil in your car. Maybe you have tires and air on your car, but you don't put gas in it. Again, it's the same idea with your body. Is you can't be restricting too many things, because eventually one thing is going to stop your body from working properly. You're going to stop making the results and getting the progress that you want, and you're just not going to be healthy. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to look good. So again, diet, having quality and a variety of good, healthy, raw, clean foods, nutrient-dense foods is going to be the way to go. Not just cutting out processed stuff, and not just only eating broccoli, rice, and chicken. I talk about it all the time. I say it all the time, changing up your training routine, changing it up often. This varies from person to person. So maybe every 2 or 3 months, changing up the routine that you've been doing. So if you've been following a specific routine for 4, 6, 8 weeks, change it up, completely change it up. And that comes down to changing the days that you're training. So if you were doing legs on Monday every single week for weeks on end, change it up to where you do legs on Tuesday and then you do something else on Monday. So little things like that, changing little things like that, because your body, it gets used to and adapts to the days you train, the times you train, and what you train. No joke, your body is that smart. So just changing the days, changing your splits, changing the way you do your exercises. That's why I throw so many exercises at you guys, because some of us do get in plateaus and we need something different just to shock our muscle. It's having a variety like that helps you guys to be creative. Not overdoing the cardio. You guys can refer to my cardio videos, and I probably have talked about it so much. Hopefully it's engraved in a lot of your minds now. Say you're doing 45 minutes an hour to achieve weight loss, you're gonna have to continue that 45 minutes to an hour to maintain the weight that you dropped. And if you want to try to promote more weight loss, you're gonna have to increase that 45 minutes or an hour. So if you already did that, you're gonna have to decondition your cardio. And that means just each week, maybe take off like 5 minutes. And each week, just slowly decrease that time that you're doing and start adding in more high intensity weight training, doing different forms of cardio instead of the hour treadmill you were doing or the hour cardio machine that you were doing. Your goal should be to try to get from that hour to doing 30 minutes or less, and only doing it. You don't want to try to do 6 days a week of cardio. You can do 2 days, 3 days, 4 days max, and that's just my recommendation. And especially if you think you've plateaued, completely change that routine. And if you, I promise, when you change that routine, you're gonna start seeing results again. I kind of discussed this quite a few months ago. Some of us hit a plateau and we changed our diet, we changed our training regimen. We've done all those things, but it comes down to more underlying things that we're not aware of, and it could be more medical conditions. You might have a thyroid issue, you might have diabetes, it could be medications, it can be a lot of things that we're not aware of. So this is where you have to take it upon yourself, maybe go consult your doctor, talk to your doctor, maybe get some blood work and find out if there is something going on that's inhibiting you from losing weight. Some of us don't even realize we have these conditions, and we keep trying to like push through and we're getting frustrated and we don't know why we're not making any progress. Sometimes that can be the case. I know I've worked with so many clients that we've done everything we could in the right way to adjust a program, and they're still not getting weight loss. So I advise them, you should probably talk to your doctor. Sure enough, a lot of them ended up having mild hyperthyroidism, which messes with how your body processes glucose from carbs. And a lot of people can either will end up can't gain weight or they gain weight. So it just depends on the person. It depends on what the situation is. And then once you know that, then you're able to make the proper adjustments in order to help you get back on track again. So I'm gonna put these two together. It's sleep and water. Most of us do not get enough of either one. I know this from my own experience. I feel like there's never enough hours in the day, so I am go until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when I finally go to sleep, and then I get up early, and I'm go. I never give myself a break. A lot of us have really crazy schedules. I mean, our lifestyle's super hectic. You could have kids, you could have, more than one job. You could have a job, kid, and be going to school. You could have all those. You could be working. So many of us out there have crazy schedules, and we never give ourselves enough time to rest and recover. So you want to aim to try to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Setting an alarm, saying, okay, I'm going to bed at 11 o'clock at night. That's when I stop doing everything, and then I'm gonna get up at 6 or 7, and that's when I'm gonna start doing everything again. So finding a balance, making sure that you're getting sleep. Some of us have a really hard time sleeping. I sometimes have to depend on natural sleep aids like melatonin or chamomile, and those things really have helped to relax you and help you to go to sleep. So I don't use it every single time I sleep, but those times I feel like I can't relax, my mind can't relax, I will depend on those. When you aren't getting enough sleep, that increases the stress, that increases cortisol. Increased cortisol cholesterol, increases fat storage. Water, a lot of us don't drink enough water. Water helps for everything to work properly, flushing things out. You know, you just have to make it a habit. And some of us have to start with only, you know, like 24 ounces, and we can barely even get through that. I started that way too. It was really hard for me to drink a lot of water, and now I drink almost I'm gonna say a gallon for sure every single day, sometimes more than that, depending on, sometimes I feel really thirsty. But I've worked up to that, and it was just creating a habit and reminding myself to drink that every day, and it's water. I don't do anything special. I just developed a good habit with drinking a lot of water. So don't forget those two. Those are really important to get enough of. So I've kind of talked about this a little bit before, but is the more muscle you have, the more calories it needs to burn to maintain that. More muscle you have, more muscle is dense, gives you more of that curvy look, the less fat you're gonna have. So most of you in your current training regimen, you're lifting weights, you're doing your cardio, but you probably don't realize that you've been lifting at the same weight for a long time. You haven't budged much from 12-pound dumbbell that you're using, or 45-pound squats. You want to always try to increase weight, because the more weight that you're pushing, the more calories your body needs to push that weight. And because you're going to be in a weight loss, you're not going to make massive amount of gains and get like all bulky or anything like that. You're going to, if anything, you're going to really maintain good lean muscle, and you're going to help shape your body and give you more of that curvy look. You're going to look more defined. So increase your weight. If you haven't increased your weight, do it. Don't be afraid to lift heavy. You're not gonna get bulky, you're not gonna look like a man, because I know some of you probably still fight with that thought. Do I look like a man? From the mouth of honey buns, this girl lifts heavy, and I do not look like a man. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're gonna burn, the more fat you're gonna shed. Keep in mind too that unfortunately, because this lifestyle, the majority of people become very image driven and vain. Sorry to say it, but you know, I've been there myself. You probably are really low body fat. A lot of you are probably sitting there going, man, I got this, I got this, I got that. But I might look at you, or a next person might look at you and think, oh my God, I want to look like that. You look amazing. And you do. But you've put it in your mind that you think you have to look a certain way, and you're always going to be unhappy, and you're never going to be satisfied no matter even if you're at like a 4% body fat and you're shredded. You've just trained your mind to never be happy. So sometimes we have to take a step back and be like, okay, is this more because I become vain, I become insecure, I don't love who I am as a person and what I currently look like? Since I've been there where I've kept looking at myself, and man, I'm like, man, I need to burn off this fat, I need to have this, I need to have these shoulders, I need to have this butt, I need to have this and that, because that person looks like that and this person looks like that. If you're a natural athlete, you have to remember that you're not gonna be this perfectly photoshopped robot Barbie looking, Ken looking product. Okay, we all have flaws, we all carry fat. I mean, it's part of being human. Don't lose sight of what this lifestyle is about. It's about passion, it's about goals, it's about being healthy, it's about feeling good, it's about loving yourself no matter where you are at in your fitness journey. Oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at this. And you're like looking, look at what? That's skin. I hear it a lot, actually. I have a lot of friends and girlfriends that will be like, I just want to get rid of this. And I'm like, you're gonna have to cut your skin off to get rid of that. I'm like, that's skin you're holding. What are you talking about? And so many of us get so focused on looking a specific way, we stress ourselves out and we make ourselves unhappy. So you guys have probably noticed I change what I'm doing a lot. I'm always doing something different, because just to be perfectly honest with you, I'll try something and then I'm not really like happy with it. I'm not gonna do something just because everybody else is doing it, because it's the thing to do. If I'm not truly not happy doing it, I'm not gonna force myself to do it. I wanna find something that I love, that I want to do every single day. Maybe I'll do it every single day for a year, and then I want to move on to something else. So that's kind of what I'm telling you guys, just with this whole lifestyle. See everybody doing all these specific things, and in truth, we don't know how happy that person is doing it or not. We don't know. You know, they could be like, I love this, but some of us do have that pressure. Some of us do that we have to continue this routine just to keep up with society, to maintain our position in society. And I think it's ridiculous. I think we should do what makes us happy, and we shouldn't do what everybody else thinks just because it makes everybody else happy. You know, don't keep forcing yourself to do something if you're not loving it, you're not feeling it, because you're not going to get the results you want if you're doing something you hate. Because you're not gonna have passion, you're not gonna have heart, you're not gonna have the drive, you're not gonna have the motivation, so you're not gonna put 100% into it. A lot of us probably hit a plateau because we're burnt out, we're done. Mentally and physically, we're burnt out and we don't wanna keep doing it, but we keep pushing ourselves because we think that's the only way to get results, to make progress, but it's not. So take a second look, you know, at what you're currently doing. Maybe you need to completely change it up. Maybe you need to go change it up from doing only weight training and trying something new. This is coming from experience, you guys, from the last few months. You know, you guys seen I've gone from doing weight training all the time, and now I'm really passionate about my Muay Thai training, and I really want to train, I really want to get good in that. And because of how much I love that, how much I am passionate about it, and how much I want to do it, but look what's come with that. So it just goes to show you that it doesn't always have to be one way, it can be many ways, and you guys just have to find your way. But I know you guys can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Always remember who you are, love who you are. Don't lose sight of what your goals are and what your passions are. If you have, make sure you try to find them again. It's okay to go off the trail a little bit and kind of live on edge a little bit and do something different, change it up. Change is good, don't fear change. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you in a lot of different aspects. Please like the video, please share it. If you haven't subscribed, if you're just watching this video, please subscribe because I have plenty more stuff coming to you guys. So I'll see you on the next video. Love ya!